We're there. December 2022. Grand finale, people. And it is exciting. This is like a big culmination moment where it's like the graduation, the excitement, the completion, the hope, the exhilaration, the pride, the tears, the party, the like letting go of like being a student and now you're like out into the real world moment. But it's like the birth of this new period. So this year is going to bring so much change that right now we feel impatient, but once it completes, we're going to be like, oh my God, it all went by so fast. Like, I wish I could have slowed this whole process into 2 years because it, like, I hardly even got to enjoy it because it went by so quick. So I love this. The father has been a silent but present influence throughout the year, whereas the mother has really come to the forefront and been the main healing and energy influence that's been bringing us through this pregnancy with this creation, this birthing, this pregnancy of this new life that we have just given birth to. But the beginning of the year and the core foundation of the year was built on the father, the truth. Aletheia is like the core, like truth, the truer than true truth, the truth of mythical proportions, like our truth. So like all this year, we have been working and we have actually arrived in a life that is starting to really reflect who we're becoming, and it's really starting to show. We're building a life that is really authentic, and it reflects our truth, our true values, our integrity. We're clear about like our truth, and I think that there's this theme about father healing this month as well. Whereas a lot of the year we did work on mother healing, I think that paves the way to do this father healing by the end of the year, because we have had a different relationship with these father and mother archetypes that have been stewarding us through the year. It's been helping us heal the relationship that we have by seeing our parents without projecting all of our baggage on them, and then seeing that the archetypal role that they are, the archetypal role of the mother, which is something that no human mother could really ever live up to, or father. And so you see their humanness. But yeah, so bookended by the father's quiet but distant influence is present throughout the year. And I just want to read the father card in case you have actual father healing to do, which we all do. The great father, and a lot of us, I mean, the anger that we hold for our heavenly fathers and the idea of God that was given to us by our earthly father is so limited that we reject it. We're like, no. And especially our generation, like, we are understanding that what we were told was God, it was such a limited, like, engraven image. It was the golden calf. It was like, oh, we haven't even scratched the surface, because we tried to make him a dude with a beard, or a being that had some sort of mood or preferences or whatever. God is not a man that he can lie. Like, he's not a person. He's beyond anything that can be condensed into a singular idea. It's completely abstract. So healing that idea that the earthly father gave us this wrong, like, misunderstanding. He just was given the story and from the father that they were able, from his father and from their father, they were like just passing this down at the level of consciousness that they were at in that time period. So we forgive the sins of the father because we have grown past them. And like Abraham, we have discovered our own relationship with the great all that is, with the eternal, divine, great spirit. We have our own relationship with that now. Our own understanding, our own consciousness has now surpassed the consciousness that our father and their father and their father were able to make of it, what was given to them and passed to us. We can now start where they left off and go from there. And so, like Abraham, the son of the many nations, or the father of many nations, Abraham, who like founded the Jewish religion, or I think think he was the first one to start birthing the religion. It was like handed down, you know, in a much more primitive form before that. But yeah, so Abraham had to leave his father's house in order to begin what would be the Jewish people, to start this whole, you know, religion and this whole kingdom. And that was a big deal. He had to shake things up. He had to rebel against his parents. He had to say, look, I thank you for giving me all the things and values you believe in, but I'm seeing an expansion upon those now, and I'm seeing more layers that go deeper, and it's like, because you're not really getting it, you're rejecting it, and so you're making this a big thing that doesn't need to be, but I'm gonna have to leave this house because I'm now grown out of this house, and I need to establish my own house and my own kingdom. And so that is the natural order of things. And every time in the Bible one of the sages broke out and like did something that was like the core importance of like the whole belief and the whole story of it, everybody was like, you're in rebellion, you're gonna be all the shame of your family, how could you do this to us, we gave you everything, we took you to dance lessons, you played t-ball. It's been happening since the beginning of time, so don't worry. Be okay with having to leave your father's house and making peace with that, because that is the order of things, and that's what's supposed to happen. We have to mourn our childhood and be and step into our more mature and self-realized soul and soul expression through our life. We're Phoenix people. Death and rebirth. Like, this is like the grand finale of the year, in my opinion, because it's like transformation complete. The circle is complete. We have Phoenix. We are rising from the ashes, and this whole year has been what it's been about, and it's very exciting. And like I said, it's going to be upon us before we know it. So slow down throughout the year and savor the journey. Son of Wands and Five of Cups. So I really hated that this came out, but I'm like, okay, this is the only really bad card we've had all year. In fact, this is the only bad card we've had all year. So if there's an argument, it's not the end, okay? Because Son of Wands came with it, which is a passionate, you know, if not impulsive person. So maybe things get heated and there's an argument, or maybe there's some disappointment at the end of the year, but overall I think the good is going to outweigh the bad. There might be a sad event, or this could be like these could be graduation tears. This could be like looking back. The rose looks like, oh, I'm looking back and like pouring one out for the homies left behind. But, you know, it's time to move forward. It's time to move forward with this passionate influence that's coming in. And, you know, sometimes the Knight of Wands can be a person that has like a very strong like opinion or some influence that's going to come into your life and like make you have to like suddenly make a decision that is like kind of ruffling the feathers or like shaking things up, and you're like, whoa, you wasn't ready for this, or like, oh, this is disturbing, or it could be exciting, or it could be like, ah, or it could be everything. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe this is all happening now, like, ah. So yeah, Son of Wands with the Five of Cups. So it's like, whatever this is, I feel like it's not a huge significant thing, because the biggest significant archetypal energies are positive. So I think it's going to be more of something that's like, the storm will pass, this too shall pass, don't worry, don't get too worried about it, or don't let it weigh on you too heavy. Also, the fact that like December and the holidays are a really difficult time for a lot of people, and it brings up a lot of emotions and a lot of memories. And you know, if you've lost people that you love, if you've had broken families, if you've had, you know, traumatizing experiences around this time of year can be very triggering. So that could also just be like, hey, like with all of this passion and rebirth, like don't forget about the people who are like having a hard time during this period, and you might be too, and that's okay. And just give yourself time to like have those feelings, but don't let them take you down. Like, it'll be fine. Like, this rose doesn't even have any thorns on it. That's interesting. No thorns. So maybe it's old pain that can't hurt you anymore. There's no fresh wounds coming. It's just maybe looking back on what was and mourning it. Skuld is looking into the future. She's 46. 4 and 6. Stability, solid, choices, future, looking to the future. Things are going down this year, y'all. It is just like so consistent. 4 and 6, culmination, 10, happy ending moment. She is like wearing her crown. She is ready to go to the festival. She is looking ahead. She is dreamy. She's like, girl, I'm such like a model. I'm like strutting into this next year like a mofo. She's getting it. She has Lady Gaga vibes. And that's what we're going into the year with, Lady Gaga vibes. Y'all ready for it? Rah, 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 rah. Rah, 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 rah. And yeah, we're the Queen of Pentacles. Like, we've really set ourselves up, and we have, like, we're really beautifying our home and our life, and we're really surrounding ourselves with like the fruits of our labor and living in that lap of luxury. So enjoy your golden throne this December. Treat yourself, treat the others around you. You are fertile, you are bountiful, you have literally like gotten your shit together. So celebrate that. Not so much that it like flies off the rails, like I'm off the wagon, but like Ace of Wands, new beginnings, fresh starts are right around the corner. So do all those rituals that get you excited about the new year, because man, I can't even imagine where we'll be in 2023, because 2022 is going to bring us forward so far. We're going to get to the end of the year and be like, wish, what do you mean 9 of Cups? Like, I'm the queen, bitch. Like, go fetch me some water, peasant. Water! Oh my god! Water theme. Love it. The queen doesn't reach, guys. When we're in those divine feminine times where we have to get really comfortable in receiving, just remember, the queen never reaches. It's an honor and a privilege to present something to the queen, so you mustn't rob anybody of that, you know, bragging right through the day. The gift, there's a gift in giving, so you're giving and receiving. So remember that about graciously receiving. That was one of the lessons I noticed when I went back and watched Marie Antoinette. I went back recently, and this is, I'm filming this in January, through the Christmas holidays, and watched a lot of the older movies that I love, that have inspired me, you know, throughout my life. And so I went back and watched a lot of them, and Marie Antoinette was one of them. I love that. I love the Sofia Coppola's vision for that movie. It's so me, so my authentic code. Check out To Be Magnetic. I need to set up like some kind of affiliate program with them, because I'm going to be singing their praises all year. I can already tell. I'm just finishing up the Manifestation Challenge and about to move on to Unblocked Inner Child and Unblocked Shadow. Ooh, that's gonna be some heavy lifting, but I think I've done a lot of that already, so it's gonna be probably easier than I think. So this has been a good year. We've let a lot go, we've released a lot, and I think we're going to be in a point of true authenticity. Like, the universe is like, you've really done it. Like, you're really creating this like core truth, this life that's like true to you. You're being true to yourself, and your life is being true to you now. It's true to who you are. So yes, champagne, cheers, happy New Year's. See you later, alligator.